Welcome to the Higher Value Show with Cashman leading the way to go. Rando Brad's in another zone. Investigators got our backs. We're never alone. Nutty's dropping bombs in the DJ hour. Thanks to High Nine and Dust Filter, we've got the power. Shout out to all our viewers tuning in. Let's get this podcast started. Let the discussions begin.
Well, all right, we are officially live, and I don't know if that came through clear or not on everybody else's end, but it was a little butchered on my end. Hopefully that we're all good to go. We got Bradley Productions here. We're going to be talking to him about the community growth, a little bit about him, understanding him, and getting into this. This is the Higher Value Show. Unfortunately, Cashman is not with us right now. He should be in here a little bit later. We got a little bit of technical difficulties. Let's get this thing started. Corey, let's bring up our guest, Mr. Bradley Productions, and let's get this show started. Oh, there he is.
Hey!
As a matter of fact, investigator, if you want to be a part of this show, especially, without Cashman, I mean, hey, bring yourself on up, buddy. I have no problem with that. Let's get into it. But from one Brad to another. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. You know what, though? I just realized, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Because there's another cable I meant to plug in, and shoot. I guess you can hear me, though.
Yep, I can hear you. Good.
Okay, cool. Well, then I won't worry about it. I'm doing good, man. Been a long day here. I'm down in Florida right now, and yeah, I do. I work at airports. I install electrical equipment for radars for airports. Yeah, for the well, I won't say who I work for,
There you go. Good call.
but I do electrical work basically, and I travel a lot. I live in Georgia, and I usually travel around the southeast. But yeah, man, I've had my X account for a little over a year, and it's been quite the learning experience. But it's been fun. I've had a lot of different, I don't know, rebrandings that I've gone through from just I used to do movie posts, and then like where I would just talk about different genres of movies and like make threads about them. I've done the thing where I post videos from TikTok and Instagram. I've done political posts, but most recently, I've been trying to find a niche in the AI art community and trying to kind of dip my toes into how to make kind of relatively cutting edge AI art content. So Midjourney is one thing that I use a lot. It's arguably one of the best options for making detailed AI art, and yeah, there's a lot of learning that goes into it, and I'm still in the beginning stages. But
one of the things, sorry to cut you off real quick, I really loved. We talked a little bit off camera. You don't claim that yours are really that good, whatever. Your prompt exploration and how you're going through and you're finding different ways to target all the features in AI that you want. That's a skill, man. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people don't know it. They're like, well, how is it really art when you're just telling a computer to make something? But if you try to do it, it's not always as easy as it sounds, because yeah, there's a whole language to it, and I'm just, again, I'm still getting acquainted with it myself. But I've been watching YouTube videos, and thankfully there's a lot of good content out there for more experienced people that teach how to make good prompts and stuff. So So yeah, I try to learn on my own time, and then teach some of those skills to anyone else that might be interested. And not everyone's even interested in it, so I don't want to just limit myself to AI art. But I think one thing with X is it seems like it's becoming a kind of a tipping point in terms of the importance of making your own content. And I think AI art is a good option for a lot of people,
Right.
um, because it seems like they're not rewarding the repurposing TikTok viral videos and stuff as much as they used to. So I think the sooner anyone can get into something that's like something that they can say that they really made themselves, the better. And for me, this seems to be one of the cool better options. So
Yeah, and I think
yeah,
personally, for the stuff that I do, whether or not it equates into ad revenue right away with like the news things and stuff like that. Using AI even just to get different pictures and maybe some videos in the background or something like that, just so that I can, it's my right. It's all mine. I can make claim to that. I think that that's very important when you're doing anything. Um, when you're hoping, I think we all have a hope to maybe make it on this app or make it full time, or maybe that's not your goal, but that's certainly kind of my goal at some point if it gets crazy enough. Um, you want to be able
yeah,
to go back one day and say, I did all this. This is mine. I created this. And have
sure,
nobody say that this was stolen, especially if you're earning a lot of, real hard earned money on it. You
right,
don't want to really face that later on. So I totally agree with you that we should all be really looking into finding ways to utilize AI. I had a good conversation a few weeks ago with people who, we were just talking about how are we going to embrace all the AI changes that are happening? Are we going to be scared about it? And the best way to not be scared about all this AI stuff that's happening with, let's use it. Let's learn about it. Let's understand
yeah,
it. Um, because there's certainly a lot of potential here and there's a lot to be scared of. But if we can recognize because we've used it over and over and over again, that's an AI image, that's an AI video. Well, now we know in the future, when they have a AI Donald Trump or an AI Biden Kamala Harris video, we can already know this is AI. And there's no second guessing on our half because, we're trained individuals on this. We know how to make it ourselves. That,
true,
so anyway, that's my little
very true,
tidbit on that. If you're scared of something, learn about it, you know. Um,
makes
so,
sense.
oh, there he is.
Hey,
Goodness
man.
gracious. Scared I was going to
Sorry
have
to
to do
shock
this
you
show
all
by
there,
myself.
changing the. I was just trying to get things squared away, see if there was other ways that I could bring in cash when he's having some technical issues. So he's gonna wait a little bit, see if he can do some stuff with his computer. But here we are, live.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Bradley. I've always followed your content. I love what you guys are saying about AI. I've been using it a lot lately. Sort of switched up gears, and I really like it. I like to be able to put myself out there with not necessarily always being on camera. You know.
True. Yeah, I don't mind being on camera sometimes, but
Yeah.
I don't know that that's what I want to do for all my stuff, right? Um,
Certainly.
so how
Well,
many? So have y'all been on YouTube or X longer? YouTube, I'm guessing,
we
or
started on X, this whole
okay,
journey. Yeah, let me give you a little background on us. So I know Cashman's not here, but a while ago when we were doing our engagement and trying to just connect with people, all that good stuff, community build, it kind of got to a point where we get to know people, but then there's a point in time where you don't really know people through text, and it's not really until we get this brief little bit of face-to-face interaction we can establish a personality. And even if it's just for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you're willing to take time out for us, we'll take the time out for you. Let's get to know each other. Let's embrace who we are. And then in the future, we have a firm understanding of each other. And then we
Hmm.
can really communicate back and forth. Now we can open up and engage and have real conversations. And I know that there's a different level of that in all these communities. And I appreciate every aspect of them. I'm not saying mine's any different or any better than anybody else's, but this is my approach to community building and just learning about other people. Sadly, we only do
Yeah,
the show, Wednesday, and there's time for you. And then next week it's another person. And so it's not like,
sure.
we can get through 100 people. But we
Right.
just opened up a Tuesday show um, where we were doing spaces, and we're going to try and convert that where we'll have spaces running in the background, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, where we can have people in spaces come up and, maybe give everybody their, what do you want to call it, 15 minutes of fame, 15 minutes of a platform. Um, say what you need to say. If what we're talking about is totally wrong in your mind, tell us why. Don't be rude about it, but let's share, let's experience things, let's explore and learn together. I think is the point of life. I don't,
Yeah,
right? I don't
absolutely.
know, but
Yeah, yeah. Well, and like you were saying, Bradley, behind the scenes before we started tonight, that you just sort of want to like get your face out there and actually, talk about like yourself and your life a little bit and
Yeah,
separate
like
yourself
because I
from.
don't. Yeah, I just didn't want to like come off as like I'm a professional AI artist because that's just not true. I just recently
Oh,
started getting into it myself, so I'm kind of like if you want to learn this with me, and um, then I've been trying to help some people that have been trying to learn about it, that know less than I do, and
right,
so yeah, I didn't want it to be like that's all I do because I mean you're right that I am trying to make a lot of my posts about that, but I'm trying to do a lot of behind the scenes of actually getting to know people like this. This is really cool. I think this is a great way to get to know people. Um,
absolutely. And that's sort of why we do
aside
it,
from
is
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying like outside of like meeting in person, is about as good as you can do.
right.
And
Hmm.
That'd be so hard.
honestly, I don't know if I've met. I don't think I've met anyone on X in person. Come to think of it, like outside of people that I already knew in real life. I hope that day will come, but so far it hasn't. So, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that'll be the next step in the evolution of building genuine connections with people is actually meeting in person. But it's tough with.
uh-oh, hopefully he's in here.
Oh,
got a
guys, I'm
cash
here.
in.
I can hear you.
Hey, man.
I
Well,
don't
we
know
can't
what's
see you,
wrong with
but we
my
hear you.
camera. I have no idea. I can't figure it out. But
At least you're
I'm
here.
here.
It's
You're
good
here
to have
with
you,
us
man.
spiritually.
You're with us in spirit. That's right.
Right.
It looks awkward,
Uh,
but we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah,
Does it
technically.
show? Let me see. Does it show on the live who's tuned in from X? I'm curious. I would like to shout out or say hey to anyone
Um,
that might be watching
now
it.
we can
Oh, okay. I see where you
pull up the
posted in the
chat.
group.
Um,
Alpha Fox said hello. Palm said
oh, there you
hello.
go. Look at that.
Sadie said hello. Hammer time. All right,
Palm said,
cool.
"Where's Cash
Nice.
Man?" Cash
Yeah.
Man is having camera issues, and
Yep.
that's his fault. You can hear him right now.
I'm
Um,
here. You just can't see me.
yeah, he's there. But I mean, honestly, um, Bradley, I don't want to, take any time away from you, but if there's somebody that in your group that you want to bring up here and be a part of this, it's your show.
Uh,
And so
Absolutely.
oh shoot. Anyone that If there's anyone that wants to, I don't
I
know
don't
who
know
would
how many
want
we
to.
can add at one time, but
Yeah, we never really played with more than I think 5.
that's right. I don't know. I don't know where it gets confusing. Um, but anyway, real quick before we even think about that, let's touch on you work for the airline. I don't want to get too far into the company, but you
Sure.
tapped on a little bit. I'm a tech guy myself. I fixed night vision goggles when I was in the Army, and then my last job, I was an X-ray operator. Not like anything crazy, but I just took the pictures with X-rays. I love
Yeah.
tech. So you're saying radar. Don't give away any
Yeah.
secret clearance stuff that you may have. What are you
Sure.
doing? Um, is it
Oh
like
yeah, yeah. No, I can share that. Well, it's nothing super exciting, but basically these radars that air traffic controllers use to, um, keep track of the sky, air traffic in the sky.
mhm,
Um, so these radars have to be backed up by generators, obviously, right? So if there's a power surge or an outage, you know, the generator kicks on. So that's where I come in. I'm installing a UPS basically. It's an uninterruptible power supply system. And basically, if there's a power outage at these radar sites, the UPS kicks on instantaneously, and it's kind of like the stopgap between, because the generator takes a minute to get going, and
Sure.
so having the UPS keeps all the radar systems from basically going down, having that downtime, and kicking
what do you want
everything
to call it?
offline.
A load maintainer or something like that, where it balances the electrical load for 60 seconds or something before the backup comes on. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
explaining that
yeah,
better or
yeah,
worse.
and yeah. So we have like, yeah, that's basically right. So it's
Is it about
it's
that
cool. It's
time frame?
What
oh,
time
but
frame?
so the ones that we do, they have to be able to stay online for at least 15 minutes.
Mm,
And
Oh
so
wow.
we have there's a big battery rack that's supplying the power for it, so that it can actually, I mean, it can run for probably several hours,
sure.
if for some
Wow.
reason the
Okay.
generator was having an issue turning on.
And
Must
So
be
you
a
said you were in Florida, so I'm
yeah, yeah.
assuming you were there doing some repair work due to the hurricane, or am I just stretching?
No, yeah, no, it's just coincidence. I was already down there and down doing a project in Florida, and and then we had to cancel some of our work last. We had basically had to cancel the whole week last week, so I just went back home and spent even more time on X than usual. And
Nothing
so no,
wrong
it
with
was
that
just a
sometimes.
coincidence. What?
There's nothing
Oh
wrong with
yeah,
that sometimes. If you can get in that extra
yeah.
engagement, and hey,
yeah,
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah, it's
seeing
true.
like we were saying from the last round of paychecks. If I have a couple extra hours where I'm not doing anything, it's it's grind
yeah.
time right
It
now.
might pay to get the little extra engagement, and you're not
Yeah,
kidding.
Hmm.
just grab a couple more,
So
turn on a couple extra notifications, and follow them around, and make sure you're tagging in, and might get a
yeah,
couple extra bucks. And um,
Right.
so,
right.
where are you from? What state are you normally from?
I'm from Georgia. Yeah, I grew up in Atlanta, and I still live in Atlanta. I mean, I say Atlanta. I don't live inside the perimeter per
Sure,
se, but like Metro Atlanta, the suburbs right around Atlanta.
suburbs of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
and then what would what's like the most exotic place you've been, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. Yeah, actually, not this past summer, but like last year, so 2023. Uh, Me and my family went on a. It was the first time we've ever flown anywhere for a vacation. So we went to St. Thomas. So that was pretty cool. It was it was very interesting. Like I'd never been to like Bahamas or Jamaica. Or I've never been to like any of those Caribbean islands. So
Mm.
it was cool to go there. But it was different because you get there and it's like a third world country essentially. And if you're not staying at like a resort, um, you got to be kind of careful and of your surroundings and stuff.
Sure.
And
Mm. I wouldn't expect that really.
no, I didn't either, but it was pretty obvious once we landed at the airport. And
Yeah, you get looked at a
but it
little
was
bit differently.
yeah. No, and honestly, it made me appreciate Florida all the more. Like this year we went to I don't know if you've heard of 30A, but it's along the Panhandle, kind of in between Panama City and Destin. And that's really my favorite beaches that I've been to. There's one called Rosemary, Santa Rosa. Those two beaches they're awesome, and it just feels a lot safer being in the States versus being in somewhere like St. Thomas or
Sure.
a more third world type country. I'd love to go to Puerto Rico someday. I haven't been there yet either.
Oh, that would be a beautiful one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be nice to visit.
how about you? What's the most exotic place you've been to?
Oh, that's not fair. Um, I it has to always be Alaska, and
Ah,
one day
yeah.
I might just end up living there. It's really cold at times, but I'm in North Wisconsin right now. That's where me and Investigator are. I think it's like -30 here in the winter, so we're pretty much at Alaska. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
there's
not
just
as
something
beautiful,
about it.
maybe.
Right. It's
Not as
Wow,
beautiful.
I've never
Yeah.
been
they're
there.
not disconnected from society, but it's like a whole different nation up there. They follow their own different rules. Well, not totally, but it's very much Texas-esque freedom.
Okay.
I enjoy
Yeah.
that, where it's just,
Yeah.
the standard freedom and liberty of man that you kind of feel like you should have had. Pardon my own opinion on that one, but it's the freedom to do whatever you want, and if somebody comes on your property, well, they better have been invited. I can
Right.
respect that. Um, just however they do things up there, and the natural way of life of hunting and fishing, of it's just so abundant. I don't want to say I want to go there so I can take advantage of the resources myself, but a little bit. It's the salmon up there.
Ooh.
I
I
bet.
I'd like to go there someday. I've never been there myself. I don't know if I could live there, but yeah, maybe.
That I was lived in
I
Colorado
don't,
for a bit, and I know Investigator lived in Colorado, and that would be something with Alaska is the elevation. I know it's not everywhere. You can live in like Juneau or wherever, different random parts, but for the most part, it's either highly elevated or you're right there at the sea level and you're basically on the beach. And I don't know if I want to be on the ocean in -20, -30 degree weather.
yeah, I can
All
imagine
right.
that.
Looks like Cashman did pop back in. Unfortunately, we don't have the camera. But Cashman, do you have any questions for Bradley while you're in here?
No, I'm sorry this happened. No, this blows. I don't really know what happened, to be honest. It worked yesterday, so
Yeah,
I
we were
don't know.
talking this last night. Everything seemed fine then, but technical difficulties will happen, you know. We're still figuring this out on this platform, and
Yeah,
every time's going to be a little different.
Let's
Yeah,
keep
for
on
sure.
growing and adjusting. But oh man, let's see. What else do we need to cover real quick? Actually, Investigator, what's the coolest place you ever been to? Let's not.
Oh man, I sort of a toss up just between my favorite places in Colorado. I did get to go to Corpus Christi one time. That was pretty cool. And then I traveled to a couple places up in Canada, but I was too young to remember any specifics on that. So I'd probably shoot out, Telluride, Colorado. If anybody can
That's
ever
a fun place.
get a chance to go there, man, they got different kind of festivals all the time throughout the summer, bluegrass and blues festivals and all kinds of cool stuff, sort of world renowned skiing there. Just a beautiful, beautiful place and good people, great weed. I mean, everything about it was just a good time, you know.
Nothing
I
wrong
mean,
with
most
that.
people know now that I don't smoke right now, but back then, man, you could get some really good weed for some good prices, and that was a lot of a lot of good times. But yeah, I mean,
I've heard good things
way
about
up in the
Telluride.
mountains. Have you? Yeah, yeah. 14,000-foot peaks surrounding this little valley. It's just a beautiful place. If you ever get a chance, man, definitely visit there. And sort
I've
of up,
actually never been to Colorado in general, so I still have
well,
to do that.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah, go
gotta get
sometime.
that one done.
Colorado's beautiful. It's beautiful overall, you know.
Sunsets.
Hmm.
So let's not, maybe not. If I'm boring you by asking this, Bradley, is that let me know. What was your childhood like? If that's okay. If you want to go
Yeah,
into
that's
there,
fine.
let's go into it.
We can go into it a little bit. Why not? I had a good childhood, man. Grew up in a Christian family. I'm the oldest of three. I've got a sister, younger sister, younger brother. My sister's 2 years younger. My brother's 7 years. Right now, my brother's the only one of us that's married. What? I've never been married. By the way, so
So,
38.
ladies,
Just putting it out there.
Yeah. If by some
next
miracle
Christian
Palm
lady,
is still listening,
Palm,
right? Yeah.
Palm Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was a good family to be raised in for sure. I went to a Christian school for most of elementary and all of middle school. Uh, went to a public high school. Went to Kennesaw State University, and then transferred to University of Georgia. My grades started tanking, so I went back to Kennesaw and graduated there. So yeah, I got a degree in well, this isn't really my childhood, I guess, but I'm just kind of giving a bird's eye view. I got my degree in sports management, and then ended up working at Chick-fil-A for like 3.5 years, just like as like a low level, you know, crew supervisor type guy. And
Start somehow.
I'm
That's
coming
right.
back on my phone, guys, because fuck this not being able to see me. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, buddy.
You do it.
there
buddy.
you go. Yeah. So okay, so I worked at Chick-fil-A for like a few years. Worked at a couple other restaurants, and then realized I'll do anything but work at restaurants again. So
What was
ended
the
up doing
turning
this.
point?
Huh. It was just I'm a very introverted guy for starters, and like I got kind of thrown into the fire of this management job, managing this burger restaurant in Midtown Atlanta, and like so after I worked at Chick-fil-A, I worked at this Mexican restaurant as a server. That restaurant ended up getting shut down, and the general manager, liked me as an employee, so he hired me as to be his assistant manager at this burger place in Midtown, and it was just an absolute nightmare. I don't know. I kind of block it out of my mind, but it was just a really bad experience. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah.
I think we can all kind of relate to negative work experiences and
Yeah,
Gotta
probably
catch
so.
'em.
the fast food environment.
Alright.
Rotate your camera. Cash it. There you go.
Hey, there he is.
I don't know
What's
why it
up,
needs to
man?
be horizontal.
They told me to do landscape.
Okay, well, you're the way it needs to be now.
That's what it says here too. But I mean, you were definitely a little 180 or 90 degree there.
So this is
Glad you could at least make it in though. Camera there. I feel what you're saying, Bradley. I've been in food service for a long time throughout my life, and I ended up, and it was a blessing. I look at it, but I was a manager at a establishment in the Grand Canyon for a year or two. For about a year and a half, I was actually manager. I lived there for 3 years. Great job. If anybody's ever looking to go just work at a national park, they'll take you in. It's cool. But it burnt me out, man. It was just so much to manage and trying to take care of people and doing everything else in between and all the finances and ordering and then got all this pressure. It was just, I mean, I'm back
Yeah.
in food service now, but that's only so I can have the free time to be able to do this.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm gonna
Well,
drop
so
out here
after
we
I
can do that.
after I finished the food service, I did an electrical apprenticeship, which was like 5 years, like a paid apprenticeship. And then when I finished that, a buddy of mine from church, they were recruiting for the company I work for now, and so I got that job. So it's been so I can say that my jobs have steadily gotten better as I've kind of progressed, and
And
so
would you say that the electric apprenticeship is kind of what led you into the radar repair where you're at now?
oh
Like
yeah,
it,
no, it was yeah, it was. I'm really glad I did that apprenticeship because like I was not like a handy guy at all like growing up, and so going through that really taught me a, a lot of the stuff that I need to know for this job, and like
was that like
yeah.
residential electric or
No, it was mainly commercial. Like I worked on construction projects, running conduit, uh,
so in which
installing
case
outlets.
you got a good idea of both sides of how it works, attaching to the grid and running the wires and doing it all basically.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of yeah, true. Yeah, commercial you definitely get I would say a wider variety of exposure to whatever trade it is. So
So what would you say is we've touched on the worst job scenario.
mhm.
What's the best job that you've been on? And maybe, if it is your current job, elaborate if you don't mind. What made that particular job, that day or whatever that week, whatever your repair time on that one was, what made that one so great? Was there an accomplishment that you achieved? A, accomplishment that you achieved? Any recognition, award, anything that went with it at this point in time by now that you want to brag about or anything?
Now, yeah, I mean, just some of the things I like about this job is that it's a lot less like when I was working in construction, it was like we were always like behind schedule, and it was just a very um, yeah, high pressure environment. And so the one I'm in now, it's uh, private. It's sorry, public sector, and it's a little bit less. It's a lot more low key, a lot more slower paced. So I like that about it a lot. I like that I'm
Love
kind of
that.
able to. Yeah, I'm able to. Traveling like it's kind of a drag traveling as much as I do, but at the same time, there are some cool like aspects to it. Just going to cities that I hadn't been to before, and um,
How much of your
kind of
job
getting
is traveling?
it's basically 100%. It's yeah, it's just nonstop essentially. Every now and then again, like last week, because there was a hurricane, I got to spend the week at home. But aside from that, and like around Christmas, well, and that's another good thing I like about this job is I get PTO, and I probably get a decent amount per year. Like from any job I had before this, I never had any PTO, and so getting that was like a huge perk. And so I think now I'm able to get like 4 or 5 weeks at least. Yeah, maybe like actually 6 weeks out of the year I'm able to take off. So I usually do that around Christmas time. And I mean, I've taken like 2 weeks off already for. I went to Santa Rosa Beach with my family, and then I also went to Hilton Head. So I got to go to the beach a couple times this year. So things like that, and then so the combination of it being slower paced, getting good PTO. The job itself is like, I think so. I usually work with about 3 or 4 other guys, and so I think I find more fulfillment in just the relationships I have with those guys more so than the actual turning of wrenches and drilling and yeah, running electrical wires, stuff like that.
Sure.
That stuff, it works. It probably beats sitting at a desk all day, I would say, or in a cubicle all day. Although I mean, some desks are comfortable, but I'm saying, but it beats like yeah, being in a cubicle all day. I think for sure. Um, so yeah, so those are some things I do like about my current job, and why I would say that it's really definitely the best jet I've had. Now, if I had to choose for the future, I think, and you alluded to this earlier, what I want, I mean, if I had the choice to like uh, make content creation on X a full time thing, heck yeah, I would do that. I mean, you know, I think it's cool, like being able to like communicate with people all over the world, and um, you know, people that comment on my posts, you know, from India and stuff. It's interesting, and like I kind of wish I could spend more time doing it to where I could kind of have time to make, you know, maybe deeper connections with them. But you know, when you got another full time job, there's only so much time in a day to commit to it. So maybe someday that would be pretty cool.
Man, I
But
really I hear that.
yeah,
That would just be sorry. With some of the people from all around the world, I've reached out to a few of them and I've asked like, hey, is there any chance we could ever get you on the show? And they're always, you know, very hesitant. And it's probably never going to happen because of the language barrier. Um, Even though there's like AI assisting that we could probably work around it and make it interesting.
yeah.
That
Well,
would be,
I
I
bet
hope
there's
in a
some
few
people that
years.
speak English, like in India and stuff. No, I mean I know there's some, but
I'm sure there's going to
maybe
be somebody that I come
yeah,
across at some point because it would be that would be profound to, you know,
yeah.
really
I I, I don't doubt
share
that'll
that
happen, man. Yeah,
some
yeah.
point. Um,
I mean, because you could send the link to someone internationally, like from your end, right? That wouldn't be an issue. It's just
yeah,
whether or not they would have the connection to the
I
internet
don't know
connection.
where
Well,
Green Man is at exactly, but he's going to be somebody that comes on in like
cool.
mid November. So he's going to be
Yeah,
our first
I
international.
want to say okay. I don't know if yeah, I don't know if he's like in the UK or if he's in Canada. I can't feel
I
like
don't
I've
think
heard
he's
him saying
totally
it.
doxed himself.
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, okay,
So
that's true.
that could be for the best with all the
Yeah,
different laws that are happening in various countries where if you say X, Y, and Z, you could be penalized for whatever. Maybe he's in one of those. I don't know, and that would be very fair and understandable.
yeah,
Um,
true.
that's scary. I don't want to touch on politics, but man, Cashman, I'm sorry, but those laws in different countries, man, like restricting freedom, I don't know if that's left or right policies. I just want to say, when it comes to freedom, take a joke. If you can't take a joke, man, you shouldn't be locking people up. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I'll let it go. Um,
You've got some good jokes, man. It's funny some of the stuff that that you'll come out with on your videos. It's like uh, I
oh,
hadn't
don't
seen
toot
anyone
my
else
horn.
do some of the. No, okay, yeah,
No, no, no. I'm just here.
yeah,
Um, no, I love humor though, and I think that's a great way to express ourselves and come to understanding of what's happening in this world because there's a lot that's going on. We're all going through stress in life. Um, Whatever
mm-hmm,
unique stress, you know, Bradley's going through, I'm going through, Cashman's going through, we can all find a little bit
yeah,
of common ground at some point. And hey, this is weird. We don't know how to accept it yet. We'll get there eventually, but for right now, I just need to laugh.
mm-hmm.
And I think that's okay at some point. That's why I do what
That's
I do.
all.
There's
Yeah.
nothing else behind it. Is I've been in deep dark places where I needed to laugh, and I know that sometimes somebody else needs it too. And
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt
um,
about that.
with Georgia, I have to ask. You know, we're both kind of sports fans, and if you're not, that's okay. You
Hmm.
said Kennesaw State, and then you said, did you say University of Georgia? Or,
Yep. Hmm.
so you got maybe a little football fan in you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I watch pretty much every Georgia football game. Uh, yeah, every weekend. So we got a huge one coming up this weekend against Texas. So
Yep.
I don't know, man. I'm nervous because we got our butts kicked by Alabama a couple weeks ago, and
In my
not
background,
only that,
I'm a Michigan fan, and Texas steamrolled us. So Man,
Oh, wow. Okay. What are y'all? What are y'all ranked right now?
we're 24th.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
Bring it
yeah.
up.
No, that's cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to like in a rub it in way. I know that
No, it's okay.
Michigan's always up there. Yeah.
Playing Texas early in the season, that was that's what we get for scheduling that. It is what it is.
That's right.
Georgia, though, at least you guys
Well,
have a
we're
good
playing
chance
them. We're
to,
playing this weekend, man. So, huh?
you got a good chance to maintain playoff position and make it into the bracket with the expanded series now. Just
That's
shouldn't be
right.
much of an
How many
issue.
teams are going into the playoffs this year? Do you know?
Cashman, how many teams are going in the playoffs this year for NCAA?
12,
12 of them.
12 teams.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
yeah,
like that number. I think that's a good number. Much better than what 4 is what it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
that gives
Much
a
better.
lot of room
4,
for
6.
that
Oh my God.
that random team. The Boise States, the whatever, if Western Michigan University, if a Kennesaw State, if they decide that they want to make a run and have a 2-loss, 3-loss season,
That'd be
well,
nice.
they have a chance, and I think that that's great for college football. Just maybe
Yeah,
keep it
yeah,
at 12.
yeah.
Not going to happen, but
What was that?
this is not going to happen. Western Michigan's not making it, bro.
No, they ain't never going to get there. Nope.
SMEA college football 25.
No. But it helps teams like Michigan State.
It does.
Y'all never going to get anything past 12. Oh, man. Well, we've touched
Yeah,
on a lot.
but
What else
so
we
I
need to get
watch.
to?
No, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Keep on going. We can get in more in college football. I don't care.
I was just talking as far as sports go. Probably college football is what I follow the most closely. I mean, but I'm pretty much an all Atlanta teams fan. So Braves, Falcons, Hawks for basketball. I haven't watched in the NFL much lately, but actually the Falcons are leading the division.
They're doing pretty good.
The NL East division, or is it NL East or South?
South there.
Shoot, that's right. That's right. Yeah, so they're winning that division right now, which is kind of nice.
So is it, just real quick, is it work related for NFL, or is it because recently the NFL games are just crap?
Huh.
That's
Yeah,
my
it's
opinion.
well, I don't know. Well, honestly, like I don't have part of it's that I don't have cable at my house. So on a Sunday, a typical Sunday for me, like I go to church on Sunday pretty regularly, and then yeah, like if I was to come home and watch football, I don't have cable, so so actually sometimes I will go to my parents' house because they have cable, and I'll watch the Falcons play every now and then. So, but part of it is work related too, because a lot of times on Sunday I have to fly back down to wherever I'm working. But yeah, but I'm just more interested. Me and my dad. My dad loves watching, so I usually watch the Georgia games with him. Um, we grew up Georgia fans, and so it's just something I kind of like doing. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting though. Like I was really into pickleball last year. Like really into pickle. Like I would play almost every day. Like any place I traveled to, first thing I would do was look up the nearest pickleball court, and I found some cool ones, especially down here in Florida, in the Fort Lauderdale area. They had some nice ones, but ever since I started doing X, man, like I've gained weight. I've actually, don't judge me, but I started taking like the Ozempic. It's like an off brand of Ozempic. It doesn't cost me like $1,000 a month or anything close to that. But it's like, yeah, give yourself a shot once a week. And it basically like stifles your appetite. So like I don't eat nearly as much as I used to, or as much as I will eventually again one day, probably once I stop taking this medicine. But yeah, I gained like 30, probably 30 pounds over the last year. I mean, I was in excellent shape, and but doing X as much as I do, and typically a lot of the time I'm sitting down doing it. Um, yeah, it's
No,
taken a little bit of a toll on my
I understand
my
that.
fitness.
We were talking about, I said a couple weeks ago I have to take some honest steps back because I was noticing like I'd be on my phone basically half my workout, and I'm just like, what? At some point, are you going to get your workout done? Are you even here to work out? Because this is a 45-minute workout, and you're in here for 2 hours doing. I'm like, man.
Sure.
So
Oh
now
yeah.
I get my workout done, eat lunch, get back on it for a little bit before my daughter comes home, and then
Yeah, you've got a gym at your house, right? Or no?
right there.
Yeah, yeah. I can kind of
So
see. Yep. Nice. Um,
I
that's
have no
awesome. So
excuses.
you have one daughter? Oh.
Yeah,
What?
just the one daughter. Yeah.
Awesome.
I guess
Yeah,
you
I'd like to have a family someday, but it just hasn't happened yet. And so it's one of those things where, like, I mean, that's honestly one thing that I kind of have to like trust God. That's where a lot of my trusting God comes into play because I think I'm doing what I need to be doing right now in life, and I don't think I'm, you know, I don't think I'm gonna like look back at what I hope and pray not, but I don't think that there's anything that I'm like I'm really gonna regret what I was doing in my late 30s. Um, like I think I'm
Sure.
doing the right thing, as in other words, and I just have to trust it at the right time. Um, that'll be pretty obvious who that person is that that works for me or that you know is a
I
good
don't know
fit
if
for
I
me,
can
and
give any advice
we'll
on
see.
relationships, but if I can just say from somebody who has a family now, I'm in my mid 30s. Maybe Cashman will weigh in himself because he has a larger family. I don't have any regrets, but simultaneously, I can reasonably understand and have a conversation and say at 33 years old, it may have been more wise to have established my own individual personality, my own individual self before bringing a child into the journey with me. I was very ambitious and, fortunate to have that happen early. And there's a couple pros into why I'm like, okay, when she's 18, I'll still be very young in her adult life as a younger adult. And that's a very big pro. But there's
Yeah,
a different side of me that understands too. There could have been a lot more patience in her childhood development if I was at this state of mind now. Whereas I was 24, 25 years old coming fresh out the army. I can sit here today and say, guys, I was not in the best state of mind to have a 1-year-old daughter. Um,
hmm
that was a lot for me. And it would be a lot for me today, but I think I'd better be able to understand how to operate it. And obviously
yeah,
things are fine, but
yeah,
um, you want to provide the best environment for your child, I think.
sure,
And I think I could have done more looking back, if I would have waited
yeah,
2, 3 more years to establish myself. So there's no harm in I think what you're saying because you're doing the right things. You're focusing on yourself, and whenever it happens, you'll know, you'll get that tingle, you'll get that feeling, and you'll just I hope you
yeah,
go for it.
yeah,
That's
man.
what makes life
Thank you.
beautiful.
Absolutely. No, yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, you were young. I can't imagine having a kid when I was 24. I mean, I know plenty of people do. I just, yeah,
I,
it's hard to imagine.
Yeah, Cashman, way
Was
in
it?
here.
I was 15.
Oh
15 when Cashman had his.
no, are you
Um,
serious? Wow, dude.
I'm 30.
Wow.
Son's a freshman in high school.
Wait,
Yeah,
how you say you're 30?
Yeah, I'm 30 and my son's a freshman in high school.
Wow.
It is, yeah.
Hats off to you, man. That's
It's
shoot,
been
dude.
over.
I can't even imagine.
It's been a
That's
ride.
incredible.
And I know
I
he
bet.
shares the same sentiment. You know, he's going to be a young adult, and his kids are going to be grown, and there's a lot to enjoy.
That would
there.
be pretty cool. That is man. Yeah, I'm a little envious of that, but you know what? You're right. There's pros and
There's a
cons
flip
to
side.
everything.
Absolutely. Um, oh man, best of luck on that journey, because
Yeah.
it can be beautiful.
Oh yeah.
But, oh man.
Was your wife in the military as well, Brad?
Oh, hey, we can touch on that for a second. So,
Okay.
we met in Florida. That's an ironic story. Um, we we both shared a friend, and I didn't go behind his back, right? Because she told him like, "Hey, there's no chance that we're getting together." So I went
Yeah.
behind his back, and I got with her, and obviously,
Nice.
right. So, after I joined the army, after a few months, she had always kind of had in the back of her head that she wanted to be in the military at some point, but she waited until I was at what's called NTC. So I was in preparation for going to Iraq. They send everybody to California, and maybe they do a different training regiment now. But you basically go to the sand bar, the desert in Southern California, simulate going to Iraq. So when I'm there and I have no control, no say over anything, she tells me, "Hey, I just went to the recruiter and enlisted." And I'm like,
Oh wow.
it's all good, it's fine. Um, but if I was there, we could have had a little bit more discussion about how she goes about it. Maybe whatever. It's all
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Y'all were young.
flash forward a couple months, she's in basic training, AIT, and the AIT's right after where you're doing the advanced training, and she gets orders for Korea. So I'm in Iraq. The issue being, as soon as I get back from Iraq, she'll be in Korea, and she'll be there for 10 more months. And that was immediately in my head, just that's not going to work in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because we'll have already spent more time apart than we ever have together.
Wow.
I don't want to toot my own horn. Please, no ego on all this. There was a point in time where I was fixing night vision goggles. I was fixing raid cameras, FLIR cameras, and I was in charge of base security on Combat or Iraq. And basically, the lieutenant colonel, "How do we get you to re-enlist? You're one of the best soldiers I've ever had." And I just looked at him dead in the eye and I said, "Sir, you get my wife over here and I'll fucking do whatever you want." And 2 weeks later, they have orders changed, and I'm telling her, "Hey, you're coming to my unit. I don't know if you're coming to Iraq yet. We'll have to stand by on this." And she's telling me, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about, because I told my unit, that this is happening, and they're telling me that I'm full of crap." And I said, "No. This is already approved through the 2-star general over here. This is happening." And
Wow.
a couple weeks
That's
later,
so cool.
they finally, because I didn't
Dude,
sign
that's
anything
incredible.
yet. They said, "So seriously, when are you going to re-enlist?" I said, "My wife needs to be here." And right outside of Combat, there's a famous pyramid there. It's the Ziggurat of Ur, and you can find me on the Google review with me and my wife on there. I said, I need to be on top of that pyramid for my re-enlistment, and my wife needs to be here." And for the re-enlistment date, she got in there 2 days before, and so
Dude.
she spent the last 3 months in Iraq with me. I hate to say that part, because I brought my wife to Iraq and she got blown up, and there's
She
a
was
bond.
fine.
Yeah, she was cool. It was I'm in charge of
Dang,
base security,
that's
and she gets blown
incredible.
up. Everything's fine.
Oh man.
So no, everything kind of worked out.
That's
For
really cool,
a
man.
reason.
That's a wow. That's so cool.
Yep. But flash forward now, because of all the the rockets and stuff like that. You know, I do have permanent PTSD. You know, I went through a lot of therapy and stuff like that. I had to fix myself. I'm
Yeah.
pretty big on mental health now that I don't have a platform, but now that I'm kind of getting there, I am taking time. Maybe you've seen it lately, maybe you haven't. I'm saying a lot of random positive mental health things because I've been there. I still struggle with my PTSD, and it
Yeah.
sucks. But through connecting with everybody, I know that I'm not alone. Everything's fine. We can just experience this together. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll be okay. And that's what I love about what you're doing, Bradley, with your AI. I know you're saying like you're not the best at it, but you're willing to put it out there that this is where I'm at. I'm learning, and we're just going to get better. And if you want to be a part of this process with me, you know, let's make mistakes. Let's learn together. That's
Yeah.
what I'm all about, man, because that's the only way that we're going to get through this. Maybe my life is the only ensemblance of, you know, how I feel. I don't know how everybody else feels, but you know, it's nice to know that I'm not the only person making mistakes out there, fucking up, doesn't know what I'm doing in life. It's cool to
Definitely
see
not,
that.
man. Yeah, dude. No, and I did see one of your recent posts that you mentioned. It was like a video post, like many of yours are, but it was a more serious one, and I thought that was really you know, powerful. So yeah, I see some of the stuff you're putting out there. It's really good.
It,
Um,
we just trust that the universe takes it to where it needs to go. You know, it don't need to go viral, but if it goes to that one person that it touches, that's what I
yeah,
care about. So,
yeah,
oh
I
man,
agree, dude.
what else do we
Well,
need
thanks, guys.
and before
Oh yeah,
we have a commercial break. I don't know if you want to hang out with us after the commercial break.
yeah. I got a little bit more. Go for it. Yeah.
Before we do that, Cashman, you have any other questions?
I gotta piss.
Me too. All right, Corey, run that commercial.
Toasting to the highs with every sweet drink. Hot knives that alchemists watch the world blink. Beverages so fine they lift you above. With THC, honey's a potion of love. Raise up your cup, let the good times flow. Hot knives got the secret, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Roll it up, light it right, let's ignite this night. DOS filters got the goods, everything feels so right. From carbon to the paper, every puff pure bliss. With a roller in hand, I just can't resist. Ease your mind, elevate your vibe. DOS filter, the choice you make for the crowd. Roll it up, that's the greatness, yeah, it gives me chills. Rise up, keep your head high, that's our vow. Yeah. First step in the game, we innovating and creating. Chiba Pest the name, got the flavor that we're facing. High quality vibes, NFTs with a twist. Grow your own herb, it's a cannabis bliss. NFTs with utility, it's more than just a trend. Chiba Pet's the vibe, coming right with the best. High quality dreams, we're above all the rest. NFTs shining bright, in this garden we trust. Grow your own herbal kits, it's a must or bust. Plant the seeds, watch them grow. Patience is the key. From digital art to real life greenery, connectivity's the wave. We're building up the scene. Join the community if you know what I mean. Chiba Pet, we rise, ain't no need to pretend. Chiba Pet's the vibe, coming right with the best. High quality dreams, we're above all the greatness, yeah, it gives me chills. Rise up, keep your head high, that's our vow. Together we stand, through the storms and the strife. Higher values guide us, illuminating life. grind in this world of chaos. Toasting to the highs with every sweet drink. Hot knives that alchemists watch the world blink. Beverages so fine they lift you above. With THC, honey's a potion of love. Raise up your cup, let the good times flow.
So as everybody's coming back from the restroom break, we'll give them some time here, of course. We got to give a shout out to the sponsors. I'm over here laughing my ass off because we specifically said before this show we're not going to forget the giveaway, and we're going to get that done 10-15 minutes in. It's not going to be an hour into the show and we go, oh hey, we forgot the giveaway. So here it is, an hour into the show, we forgot the giveaway. So
We forgot the giveaway.
yeah, an hour into the show.
Hey, well, it pays to stay tuned, I guess, huh? So
Yeah, there's that. Shout out to the sponsors. We got the High Nine, the DOS filter, the Chiba Pet. It just popped up today. I know you don't smoke too much weed there, Bradley Productions there, or maybe ever.
no, well, yeah, I don't.
Maybe
I
once.
have in the past, but it's been many years.
Well, these people they pay us to smoke weed on camera and talk about their products every now and then. So we'll get into just maybe like 2 quick seconds. These guys here, the DOS filter. Sorry to take up too much of your time. These guys, carbon filters, my friends. Carbon filters. Keep the tar out of your lungs. The drink High Nine, we're just gonna loop all these into one. This drink's amazing. Use that code High Value. Save some money. Chiba Pet, you want to grow your own weed? Man, just add water. I'm too stupid to do this stuff. That's why I just use Chiba Pet. Just add water. In 12 weeks, I'll have some dank ass buds. All right, let's figure out this giveaway.
2 winners.
That's right, 2 winners. I got to spend money because I messed up.
Huh?
Don't ever mess up a tweet, man.
Mess up a tweet? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said in the tweet, we're excited to announce our latest giveaway. 1 lucky winner will each receive. So, like, cool.
Dude, hey.
So now we have 2 winners. I didn't know how to address that. So I was like, I'm not going to do more than 2, because we got a pack of the DOS papers and filters going out. We have some seeds going out, courtesy of Genetics 101. Shout out to them for giving away the seeds here for us. And we're going to be giving away the choice of merch from whoever's the winner, so they can go to our merch store, find something that they like. So without any further ado, let me get this thing loaded up. Hopefully investigators on standby, because I'll present this in just a second. This show stinks. All right, here we go. And all these fancy ads on the Twitter picker site. Winner count 2. Must follow. What did we say? Yeah, we can't do the YouTube in here. That's okay. All right. Whoa. Yeah, it's okay. All right, let's get this thing going. Why can't I click that? Nope, come on. That's why why we shouldn't forget this.
Damn, that thing's slow.
Yeah, should have had that preloaded. All right. And there we are. We got NEXI, Nexi
I can't see
OG,
him.
and Crypto Token 843. Here, let me zoom this in. Or is it? There we go. You should be able to see that, right? Let me zoom in.
Okay. You just have to send them to me so I can DM them.
Yeah. We'll do that. Is that
All the
legible
good
on the
stuff.
screen for anybody else? All right. We got the giveaway done. If you get a
Good.
message from us,
Good.
you know, hit us
You
back.
won.
We'll get that going for you. All right, boys. Let's move on from the show here. Sorry, that one took too long. Boy, I should have had that preloaded and ready to go.
Yep.
Yep, this show sucks. How are we still on the air?
It really sucks when I don't have my fucking PC working.
Yeah.
The fuck?
And I'm doing all this over here. Should have had the producer doing it. I'm just kidding. Should have had it all up and running before. Well, so Brad, this is the DGen hour. Things get a little bit different on this side of the
Oh
fence
no.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
No, we've done some different things in the past, and we can go whatever way you really want to go. I mean, obviously, I have sets of wigs back here, and they'll probably come out accordingly. But
I
we
think
can
I've seen you
bring
wear a few of them.
Absolutely. And we can bring up some different videos here. We used to scroll through and just try to find some of the random worst stuff on X, you know, some of the big accounts to comment on and just what the what is
Go
happening
for it.
here?
That sounds interesting.
All right.
I'm
Is
curious
there
what accounts you go to. I know there's some pretty wild ones out there.
well, that's what I was just going to ask. Is there a specific one that you may already have in mind?
Dude, it's been so long since I've replied to large accounts. I used to. I don't know. Daily Loud, he has some crazy stuff sometimes. I don't know. Just you know any of the ones that I would know probably.
Sure. Oh boy, let's see if we can find some good videos. Maybe we can just go down the related post.
Corn CORN sometimes has some stuff.
Let's see.
What else?
Do it like this.
Daily Loud. Let me see. Dang. Daily Loud has a pinned one about P. Diddy and Kanye.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Well, who was that? Warren Pisciata? I don't think I've ever heard of her.
No,
Hey, guys.
yeah, she's just.
Cashman dropped out to work on his PC, but he wishes us a good
Oh.
night. It was a good show. He was glad to see you there, Bradley.
Oh, thanks. All right, see you, Cashman.
Yeah.
Hoping he figures that out. Anyway, nevertheless, man, fucking hell. What is up with this lady?
Jeez, man. All these big celebrities, they got all kinds of stuff coming out now. It's wild.
Now, I almost want to bring up that Justin Bieber thing, but I don't know if we want to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh,
or that
right.
Diddy hole.
Yeah, man. Well, if
completely
anything happens,
unaware,
hopefully Bieber comes out and says something about it.
I really feel bad because he might be a serious victim in all this, and that is
Could be.
watching there, but
To me, the volume is so like the videos that you're playing. The volume's a lot louder than say
oh yeah,
the voice audio. I don't know if that's the same for y'all or if it's just me. Oh,
no,
that's
I have the
better.
same. Yeah.
I don't know if that's better. Pulling it down like that.
What did he just do there?
Well, this isn't working as well as it used to for me. Having multiple screens up. I might have to stop doing this because I don't know what it did either. I'm gonna abandon that segment because that's not gonna work right now. That sucks. Anyway, well, hell.
So Brad, how much hmm, let's just say like if you got a certain paycheck of ad revenue, is there a certain number that you'd be like, all right, this is cool. I could really start like devoting more time to this because it's actually you know, paying
So I
paying
can
for my
say
time.
yes and
Uh,
no.
okay.
With this show and the current direction of it, I really have to give a lot of thanks and appreciation again to the sponsors. Um, I get paid to do this and advertise their products and shill them. And is it directly equivalent to some of the higher ad revenue checks? No, especially because it's a shared entity and things of that nature. But if it does take off on YouTube organically and stuff like that, that's going to be the natural ambition. And it's not like I'm going to disregard engagement by any means, but it's like me and Investigator, we have the Gardening for Harmony, Gardening in Harmony project where we have that wildlife preserve for pollinators, and that's a big
Yeah, I like
aspect of
that.
just my overall life. So in the springtime, we dedicated a lot of time to that, and I want to create content for that, just for nature's sake, and to
Okay.
invite people to the nature. So there's always going to be stuff like that. When my daughter gets a little bit older, I want to incorporate her into social media a little bit, maybe not, directly associated like to my profile, but like with the Gardening in Harmony, managing,
Mhm.
some of the comments, the content in there on a nature profile. That's a good introduction for a late teenager into social media, stuff like that. Um, so for X overall, and just the community development and things like that. I try to stay plugged into a lot of things that you guys are building and the different various communities. Try to make as much time, but obviously there's not enough time in the day for day-to-day living, balancing family, individual hobbies. Even if you have a job or you don't have a job, I'm retired with my PTSD and my issues, but I still have my active life hobbies that fulfill my day-to-day.
Mhm.
So long story short, I think 4 to 6 hours is probably the cap that I'll ever stay to, just because of mental health. Um,
Yeah.
no matter where it
Yeah,
goes. I,
that's a
I
lot.
obviously hope that it grows organically, and I apologize sincerely to people who feel left out. Um, if I don't catch you in the scroll, it's nothing against you. It's, I have to set a barrier for myself and
Yeah.
standards. I'm raising a
Yeah.
daughter, and she doesn't need to see her dad all the time, so there has to be a
Yeah.
little bit of give and take on both sides of that. So maybe once she gets older,
Definitely.
and she's totally out of the picture and, everything settles down, who knows? Who knows?
Sure.
Maybe I'm on a cruise ship and just living my life and just taking pictures of everything.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? It's just, hey, I'm traveling
That'd
over
be the
here.
dream.
Right. But for now, getting this connection, having the sponsors support and the ability for
Cool.
this to happen, it's the dream come true. And um, it's not totally stupid, but it's stupid to even think that I can just take time out of my day and say, hey, drink this high nine, and, you know, Job done.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that, especially if it's something that you actually like, which I'm sure you do. So
Right. That's the
obviously you
easiest
do.
part of it is if it's something that you're going to naturally consume, or I'm gonna smoke weed. That's who I am. So if I the sponsors and having the affiliate links to save me money to help save people in the community that I'm in of smoking, save them money. It's just kind of a no-brainer if it's something that we're already going to be using. And
Right. And if we're having fun doing it and we're bringing up some higher values every once in a while and getting some laughs out of people, it's a win-win, really.
can't beat it. I think this is the ultimate goal for everybody at some level. Obviously we want to make more money. Who doesn't? Uh, but that's going to be an interesting take because I don't want to go too much into it. But yeah, next Tuesday we're taking the spaces aspect of it and trying to bring that into the show, where
Hmm.
we kind of go down some deep rabbit holes of a little bit of conspiracy theories. I like to go down conspiracy theories myself and find out, like, is there truth to this? How much truth is there to it? Find the real truth, and understand, like, what's kind of happening. One of the more recent ones I did was it's still on my pinned, the government overreach and how it affects the Amish in our country right now. And the more I just like
Right.
dug in and researched that, I was just like, well, this isn't a conspiracy theory. It's only a conspiracy theory if you talk about oppression of a culture from somebody and why they're doing it. But you can really look at the government and just the way that it's being handled right now. It's a mess. And I don't know if everybody knows exactly what they're doing and what the outcomes of having, sugar basically, and the high fructose corn syrup and all of our food systems. I don't know if they're looking at that as like this is the best for our citizens or not, or if they're doing it for an intentional reason. And that's my thought process now. How do I figure that out? But for now, I can still look at this and say, the restriction of raw organic milk and the way that they're treating farmers right now with just the overtaxing of all the domestic, crops people are growing. You can't even just have a farmer's market anymore, basically, without somebody coming trying to shut you down. That was the main intro to the
Yeah.
video. Was in England, they're to the point now where if you don't register your crops, you can't go sell them. And when are we going to get to that point here in America where it's not just this isolated incident? If I'm not able to grow my own crops and sell them, if I want to grow apples and sell them to somebody else, and the government wants to step in and, ensure safety, I understand, but it's an apple. Where are you going to get a more safe apple? Like, you going to go to the grocery store
It's
where they're
true.
putting pesticide and they're covering it with wax? Is that safer?
Hmm.
I don't know. And I think those are the laws we need to really evaluate before we make our critical decisions in the upcoming local elections and higher elections. Don't get me sounding like an intellect over here.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's some of the stuff we'll be diving into on Tuesdays, right?
Cool. Yeah. So y'all do okay. So y'all do a podcast on Tuesday and Wednesday, or
It's
um,
it's going to start the podcast on Tuesday because it was
oh,
Spaces originally, and
oh,
when we're
okay.
talking about this stuff, um, it doesn't hurt people's feelings, but if we're not putting factual evidence behind what we're saying, and it doesn't resonate with somebody, like you can say 3 paragraphs worth of stuff, and if there's no imagery, there's nothing that somebody can actually look at, contextually and be like, okay, this is sourced from X, Y, and Z, and map it out mentally. You're just kind of spewing information, and where's it land? So it's going to provide a little bit more organization and flow, and hopefully we'll be able to come to agreements, disagreements even, and make good good content that other people can learn from, or maybe just challenge their own inner belief system so that they can learn, or maybe even just empathize with somebody else for their personal struggles in life, and maybe look at their perspective a little bit differently before they just engage negatively because they have a different viewpoint.
Right, right. And I mean, Cosmic's going to be on there. I don't know if you know Cosmic Adonis, Bradley,
Yeah.
but he's going
Mhm.
to be on there. So I don't know if you've ever
Cool.
listened to any of his spaces or seen some of his content, but he dives deep into some pretty cool spiritual stuff and some esoteric and deep thought type of things.
Huh.
So it's going to be a little bit of a all over the place type of show, and probably a little bit different than this one. I don't know if you've ever watched a full episode of Higher Values, but sometimes this goes off the rails, and that one probably will too, but it'll be a different aspect of going off the rails, you know.
Is he gonna? So does he gonna show his face and stuff? I don't think I've ever seen him before. Cosmic
I believe
Adonis.
he will. I think he's done a couple of videos where he puts his face on there.
Oh yeah, he may
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
But
He's got a few.
we're
There's
gonna
a
put his
few out
face
there.
I
on
just
there.
think of his PFP when I think of that name.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, he's got
Well,
some.
yeah, that does sound
He'll do like
interesting.
he'll do like a motivational video every once in a while. He'll show his face, but he's got a
Gotcha.
TikTok account too under the same name, I think, where he does a lot more playing guitar and
Huh.
motivational stuff and things like that. But maybe we'll get him up here. He
Cool.
can do some singing for us because he's been practicing.
Oh wow. Very cool.
Very nice.
Well, guys, I'm gonna check out because I'm exhausted and I gotta get up kind of early in the morning. So
No
I
worries.
Yeah.
appreciate you guys
Thanks for
having me
being on.
though, and yeah, man. Thanks for
Absolutely.
asking me to come on your show.
No, thanks for all the background
So
on you and taking the time out. This was great. I apologize for starting late, man. That is on us totally. Just
oh,
Yeah.
it's all good.
Well,
We didn't have to start too terribly late, so it's all good, man. Yeah. So how do I do I just close
back
out
on
of
I'll
it?
take you on out of here, man.
Cool.
Yeah, have a good night. Thanks again. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
alrighty. Well,
Well, another higher values. Too
that
bad
was-
Cashman
that
had
was-
some troubles there. I know he was a little frustrated, but I'm glad he was able to pop in on his phone for a little bit.
part was a little upsetting. I don't know what the heck's up with my Wi-Fi over here when I was trying to share clips and stuff. It was just really lagging out. That was upsetting. I was
Yeah,
hoping to
you
get
know,
a DJ hour.
maybe it might just be this platform. Bradley and Cashman were both a little fuzzy too in their video. I was watching over on YouTube, and it wasn't just us. You know, I think maybe just some technical issues. I had some other issues with the app tonight too, so who knows what that is. But we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. If you wanted to try and bring up some last minute degen videos to try and close out the night again, maybe less people on here, it'll be a little bit more fluid.
We'll give it a go. Let me, real quick, let's pull this back up.
Oh, hey, yeah, look at that. You got
That's sweet.
NextEOG and two
And
Crypto
Two
Ken
Crypto
843.
So we'll
Two
be
Crypt
reaching
token.
out to you right after the show. You might be getting a DM from Cashman. Maybe it'll come from me. This is always random and nobody knows what's happening because we're just trying to figure it out as we go. So yeah, you'll get seeds. You get the DOS filter papers and the filters. And I tell you what, this rolling machine, you guys head over there, use that code high value. Man, this rolling machine, I'm rolling these babies up with the filter. It took me about 30 seconds. You smoked this all the way down. Barely coughing because it's taking all the tar, all that bullshit right out of there. Paper crutches, say goodbye to them. Don't worry about resin. You know, when you get that resin up in your teeth, no more of that. That's what the filters are for. And check back soon because if you're like me and you on that Benjamin, they're going to be having filters for Benjamin here pretty soon too. And we know that stuff
Oh,
back.
nice.
So, all right. Let me make one more quick little, again, shout out. high nine. I drink it because they're paying me for it and because it's delicious. If you're not aware,
It is.
Tort Contest 1024, I'm going to be fucking busting and grinding my little tiny ass that you may have seen on Twitter today all over Big A's face. And we're going to fuck him up and his team, all in the name of good fun. It's only competitive because it's a competition. If it wasn't a competition, we have much love and respect for each other. But until 1024, he knows it's on like Donkey Kong, and we're going to be shaking that ass all over the place thanks to High Nine. And be there because they're giving away a crock pot. That's right, a crock pot in this economy, plus cases of High
It's
Nine,
crazy.
all sorts of other random fun gifts, all sorts of guests, all sorts of ass shaking. Who knows what's going to go down? It's going to be fucking incredible. Let me go one more. Again, we're going to roll all these bad boys into one. It's a big shill fest right now because we forgot to do it throughout the show. Look at this baby. Look at this baby popping up. I tell you what, boys, I don't know what I'm doing. I took this seed out. I look at the instructions. They say a little bit 1/4 inch. Put the soil loosely right over the top of it. Just add water. 4 days later, that thing popping up. First time go, dog.
That's awesome.
And they said if it doesn't, you got another seed. They come with 2 seeds in the pack. Try that second seed.
Wow.
If the second seed don't work out, reach out to them. They'll get it right. That's that Chiba Pet promise. And here pretty soon we should be having a code to help save you money. So check back for that soon. All right. That wraps up shill. I'm a host.
Throw it out there for a second. He's sitting in the host chair there.
All right. Let's find some fucking dumb shit.
La manta de agua que está entrando ahora mismo. Increíble, increíble, increíble.
That would ruin your cruise. Are those moose?
Yeah. Oh, calm down. I need to go back to that rat.
Is that a rat?
I think it was. There it is. That's a rat.
Oh man. Yeah, that's pretty scary right there, man. Oh no.
You see that inside? Oh my gosh, look.
Yeah, here we go.
Sério?
Is that Dale?
Yeah, he came in here. Heard the show was boring. I tell you,
Oh
I
man.
got the chapped lips right now.
Got the what, Dale?
Chapped lips.
Oh man.
Give it valley trade.
No way to clean your car.
Blowing everything our way.
Including the roof.
Oh my god.
The roof.
Oh no! Oh man, an earthquake! Wow.
I thought that was one of those fancy pools.
We can't
They don't
we
pay
can't hear
extra
you,
for that.
Dale.
Angry.
Whoa.
A little wet.
Let me turn that down a little bit.
There, we can hear you a little better.
Yeah, gotta balance the audio. I need a mixer.
There you go.
Vas ahí dentro.
Coming quick.
Oh, that could have gone really bad.
Ah, my GoPro's up.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh,
Thing is huge.
what did he spray it with?
Kicked it off.
He sprayed it with Lysol?
I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, she's gonna get us.
Hey, I played in one of them as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Dust up. Yeah.
Moving. Oh my god. Of course, right?
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, probably don't be standing in that one.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh!
Oh, that's not nice, that one.
Right into the post.
Did you see Greg has been asking the question online about what are you doing if you go to a party and you have to take a poop and you
I saw that.
right. Did you see the reactionary video where somebody actually gave him an answer?
I saw that too. Yeah, he put it up on his screen and everything. Pretty good answer.
That reminded me of what
Go
we
and
just
get
saw.
yourself a plunger.
Let's go back here because I think that's what happened here. Not the dust storm. God dang it.
Greg,
Moving. Oh my god.
I think that's what happened to Greg.
oh man, poor Greg.
I think that's Greg in this video right here. He said, "Hey, I don't know what to do," and it just kept coming out.
So when you say, "All right, I got an emergency. I gotta go home. See you later."
I heard that the boys on that McAfee show, they said you just put your hand in there, just put your hand in there, pull it out,
Oh sure.
and then wash 3-4 times. Go back out to the party, get everybody a handshake, and move on. I think I agree with that.
I don't know about that.
Of course, right?
Well, that's you know,
Oh dear.
or you burn the house down.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh!
Oh, that's not nice, that one.
Right into the post.
Right.
Ala, nangisog na siya, oh. So grabe. Nangisog siya.
No,
Oh.
horsepower, that one.
What?
Oh no. Lacey there.
Well, you know what they say. Be careful.
Oh, I've
of
seen
black
this happen
ice.
at a festival before.
Okay, what we got here? No, I'm just happy for you, bro.
Just gonna keep serving food like nothing's going on.
Oh, that was.
Oh my god! Sean! Sean, no! You broke the window!
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh come on, my goddamn internet. That's what I get for not having Starlink. My God.
Oh yeah.
Look at him go! He's so pretty. Shorty!
Oh no!
Shorty just swallowed the turtle.
Like what, Mom? A nice day, glass of wine. What are they trying to accomplish there?
I don't. They just look like a dumbass.
Are those like fish or turtles or something falling from the sky?
I don't know. Well, hey, I tell you. What if we go in a little different direction? My good sir here. You had interesting.
You have to reach out to Fail Army on YouTube, man. Be like, hey, hit us up, subscribe.
Yeah, come on in here. But your news segment today. You want to talk about that one a little bit? That right up Dale's alley.
Say that again, Dale.
You want to talk about the your news segment today?
Oh, yeah, maybe a little bit. We could talk about that.
I think that's right up
try and
Dale's
pull-
alley.
Try and pull that up,
So,
maybe.
I mean, I don't go Planet Fitness, but I do
If
love
I
to
can-
talk on the FTC.
I've never done the share my screen thing here yet, so let me see if I can bring that up real quick and see what Dale has to say.
Yeah, as I say, I might be able to bring it up, but I don't think it's going to work too well. We've seen what happened. Yeah.
Here we are, folks, in the year of our Tech 2024, where the Federal Trade Commission, tired of watching us navigate through the subscription labyrinth like confused rats trying to find the cheese, has thrown us a digital lifeline. Enter the click to cancel rule, a beacon of hope for anyone who's ever screamed into the void after the 57th call to cancel a gym membership. What's this rule then? This new rule, in essence, demands that if you can sign up for a service with the click of a button, you should be able to cancel it just as easily. No more endless loops of customer service calls. No more please hold while we transfer you to our retention specialist. Just a straightforward, honest to goodness cancel button. Imagine this. You're free from the chains of that juice cleanse subscription you clicked on after one too many late night infomercials. This rule is like having a magic wand. One click and poof, those recurring charges vanish. It's consumer liberation, one click at a time. Nah, let's peek behind the corporate curtain. Companies like Planet Fitness or any subscription-based service love the old system. Why? Because inertia is profitable. You forget, you're too busy, or you just can't be bothered to navigate their cancellation maze. Every month, that's money in the bank for them. But with this new rule, their easy money stream might just turn into a trickle. If canceling is as easy as signing up, they'll have to actually provide value to keep you around, not just rely on your forgetfulness or frustration. This FTC rule is like giving consumers a superpower in the marketplace. For companies used to the old ways, it's like finding out their cozy castle of customer retention is built on sand. And for us, the average Joes and Janes, it's a win, a laugh in the face of those who thought they could trap us in subscription purgatory forever. So here's to clicking cancel with the same glee we once reserved for subscribing to our favorite stream. So click that subscription button without fear of being caught in an endless loop of frustration. Perhaps this will coerce companies to provide real value behind their products. Or perhaps they'll just find new ways to pickpocket our wallets in exchange for continued lackluster experiences. Only the future will tell. Until next time, this has been another exclusive, with well wishes to all. This is Investigator, signing off.
We're shining the light.
All right, so we know that these cocksuckers
I
just
know.
gonna find another way to fuck us.
Yes,
Boy.
sir. You ever had to deal with that there?
Well, what do you think about all these grocery stores and gas stations and their goddamn cards that they want us to do for rewards programs. Is it really saving us money to use their rewards programs? Or are they in fact just charging us more motherfucking money so that we just come back to their goddamn store and we feel like we're getting a fucking discount?
I think you're right on the money there. I mean, how
But
are
we,
they making money if they're giving us a discount all the time on gas and groceries and everything else? You know that they're going to be upcharging us, raising the price on things just so they can say they gave us a discount. Come on.
oh, now
It's
old
like
Johnny B.
subscriptions or
Good
anything
looks like
else,
a Johnny B. Dick sucker, huh?
Basically,
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I tell you, this
take that extra minute, swipe your card, let us track what you're buying,
you
know
see, and
what to advertise to you.
I think that's important. If you subscribe to Rando Brad's tweets for only $1, you should be able to unsubscribe immediately when you see that he just puts up shitty content and
I mean,
it's not even
why
worth it.
not?
You should be able to
You got to go
unsubscribe
through.
as fast as you subscribe.
You got to go through a whole step. You got to log into your Google Play or your iPhone app and go through all these steps just to unsubscribe. So what? X can make an extra 40 cents or 50 cents off you, something like
Mhm.
that. I don't even know what they make.
Well, if you think about it, my subscription's only $1. So the Stripe fee, because people are only paying through the app, they ain't going to the web and actually giving me money. So I'm only getting like 40 cents after everybody paid me, you know. And and then if you really think about it, with the wigs, with the computers and the PC and the friends that I gotta pay, and even with the sponsors, like it's a wash at the end of the day. And
Sure.
you know,
Yeah, I
I
can
don't
see
have
that.
any reason why I'm doing this other than out of the goodness of my heart and
You're
trying
just
to
doing it
share
for the people.
information. Right. It
Yeah.
ain't for the money because the money's gone faster than it come in around here. So
Sure. They say you got to spend money to make money, but you can't be losing money to make money. Then
right.
what's
So
the
I
point?
respect anybody out there that says, hey, if you want to subscribe to me and I'll put you in a community, just pay $100 and I'll put you right in the, because I understand you gotta make a little money. So anybody who's doing that, they ain't doing it for a wrong reason. They just trying to make some good old hard fashion money.
That's right,
And as
man.
long as you
American
can
dream.
cancel to that, as soon as you subscribe, I think that's fair game in America, right?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so.
But you should also be able to call somebody out on it too, you know,
Yeah,
and say, hey,
absolutely.
this ain't a good business.
Might be some people out there charging a bunch of money for basically the same content you see everywhere else. I mean, what's the point in paying for that?
I don't think there's any point in paying for content, but that's my opinion. And then again, you look at my account and I'm paying for people's content, so look at me over here talking dumb shit. I don't know.
I only well, I subscribe to Brad, but I only subscribe to Greg because everybody else does. So why not join the train?
I think if there's some entertainment and some value, uh, I don't think you should subscribe out of any expected expectations on an individual. You should just subscribe because they're putting in work and effort and you want to support them. And that's all that there is to it. But
Sure.
that's come from a more complex way of life where we maybe you had a little bit of it investigated when you was growing up before the technical era. Uh,
A little bit. I'm sure. Sure,
you
you
weren't
remember it
there.
better than I do.
Yeah, you weren't there when I was there. Okay. So when I was there, we barely had cars now. We had a horse and the buggy. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, it was better back then because the people, we was just talking and communicating. And now people are too busy. And it's just sad, because they're not really busy. Their mind is busy. and their mind is busy because they don't know what they are supposed to think and feel because they got other
Right.
people telling them, hey, you need to go to the gym because you're fat. You need to cancel your gym subscription because you don't need to work out because you need to get Ozempic. You don't need Ozempic. You need to just put the fork down. You don't need to put the fork down. You need to be beautiful the way you are. And it's confusing for people. I tell you what.
No,
This
you're right.
goddamn
Absolutely.
government.
People need to just go out there and work, do some good old fashioned sweat and tears type of work and have, that feeling of exhaustion at the end of the day. I mean, people don't
Yeah.
know that anymore.
You build your craft and you share it. And wherever it go, it
That's
go.
right.
Ain't got to worry about going viral. If you go viral where I come from, that's bad news, boy. What are you talking about going viral?
You better call the doctor to come see you at the house, eh?
And I don't need no doctor coming to the house. Last time Doc came to my house, he tried to steal my wife. You don't know about that.
Well, you gotta be
That's
careful of
house
that too.
calls.
You never know.
That's another thing the FTC did. No, they didn't. That wasn't the FTC. Who was that? Who was that stopped the doctor house calls? Well, whatever. I'm
Oh,
glad they did that. That got scary for a minute, boy.
I bet.
You think that wasn't a joke? I got books in this house right here. Books in this house right here of a different time, my friend. Talking about the lust between the doctor and the house calls.
Written by
Can't
a
imagine.
doctor, I'm sure.
Absolutely. A doctor in dick medicine.
Doctors doing the diddling back in the day. Swear.
Well, it was a different time back then. You could
Sure.
just walk up to somebody and say, you're possessed by demons. Here's some cocaine. And if you don't
Hey,
understand that one, you're in a
there's
new
nothing wrong with
age.
that.
Right. And if you had like an aunt or an uncle, a sister, and they didn't like you, man, they could put you in the mental hospital for weeks now. I'm telling you what, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go
I
there.
bet. You ever been in one of
They
them
was,
there, Dale?
yeah, they was trying to do this to me.
Oh man. Did
Yeah.
you break out?
Shit, what you think? What you think?
I would too. I would too, man. Ain't gonna stick nothing up my nose.
Ain't gonna get me
So
on
they're
that
trying to
one.
do that again with these tests, I guess, but that's a whole different. It's a whole different bottle of worms there.
What's that?
The Q-tips they were putting up people's noses for a bit. Did they ever try to do that to you, Dale?
Oh yeah. Um, well, they tried to get me on the sir, you need to have a COVID test before you can have surgery. And I said, well, I think there's a couple different ways we can do this now, isn't there? And they said, well, yeah. And I said, well, yeah. And they said, oh, yeah. I said, oh, yeah. So they
Oh
ended up
yeah.
putting that cotton swab up my nose anyway. Yeah. There was
Crazy.
no other way around it. Son bitches.
Tell you, wild times we're living in.
Yep. And now, ever since then, aliens been coming to my house. So you put
Oh
that
yeah.
together. You put
The
that
little
together.
green men, or is it the grays?
It's the grays. It's the
Oh,
grays.
okay.
Yeah, and these
I
scary
hear they're a little
motherfuckers.
nicer.
Well,
Oh yeah. I never met one.
they're nicer, but are they nice? They're nicer.
They're nicer.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Maybe line some walls with tinfoil or something. I don't know.
I don't think that worked.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
There's
Yeah, you
a
gotta watch out for them.
misconception. See, what folk don't understand is the CIA and their mind reading program. Okay, you look this one up. CIA mind reading program. I don't care. You
Okay.
look it up. These fellas, okay, they could tap into brainwaves and they use escalating forces of magnetism. Okay. And now, if you've ever had a
Magnetism.
Wi-Fi router, right? Your Wi-Fi router, and you've been like, how do I get more signal in this goddamn house? And you put some aluminum foil and you direct your antenna, or if you was born in the 90s and you had your
Oh, yeah.
antennas and you put your aluminum
I've
foil
heard
on it,
about that before.
what would it do? It'd help your signal, right? So let's say you wrap your fucking head in aluminum foil. What do you think that's doing,
Oh,
you dumb son of a bitch? You're just
putting it out there.
you do what you gotta do, man. You want to give them all your secrets, you go ahead. You want to put on a
So
lead
you got,
helmet, and then you want to wrap it with the aluminum foil so that the scatter bounces off. But you want to have the lead impenetrable lead.
oh,
Thick,
there we
dense
go.
metal.
That makes sense.
Thick, dense metal, my friends. Research.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So then you're like breaking up the signal. They can't really
Mhm.
pick up on what you're thinking there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And honestly, if we really want to get into it, it's ultimately better to have an electric field around. So if you can walk around with a solar panel, okay, like you get a Tractor Supply, and you get the heat wire,
Sure.
okay, and you have that
Hmm.
on the outside, that's gonna give you your own signal, and it's gonna mess up the scatter. It can be like when an aircraft and they got the heat
Yeah, yeah.
target missile on them, and they're phew, 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 and then they do the
Right,
flak. That's like you having a
right,
flak
right.
around your brain at all times, okay? So
Oh,
that's
sure.
an expensive
I
setup, but
can
I tell you what, it's gonna work.
I can picture it. You got like a shoulder mount solar panel above your head, and then like a Faraday cage around you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
That's
that's the thing,
smart, Dale.
the Amish, uh, these folks, they said, don't put any of those cell phone towers around our house because they know that all you need to do is tap in to that little network strength and that magnetism, and they right in your head. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 5G across America. Why? So they can tap into your head.
That's why they're doing it. Those 5G towers everywhere.
Yeah. Plant the seed.
Let's see.
Yeah.
They're trying to steal your inner thoughts, your bank accounts, and your most dirty secrets.
There's been some tests lately of the overall effectiveness of this. And you say, Dale, you're full of shit. And I say, well, what's happened every time Verizon AT&T's 911 system goes out? A little bit of panic, huh?
A little bit of
People
panic.
don't know what
That's
to
true.
do because
Yeah.
now we've had this little remote control at our hip at all time that says, oh, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay because daddy government looking out for me. What did we do 30 years ago, friend? You was always going to be okay. You was always going to be okay. You just need to talk to
True.
people, and have
Talk
a
to your neighbors.
community. Yeah.
That's right.
And not be an asshole all the time, and you'll probably be okay.
Probably.
That's my philosophy.
No, that's
But
fair. I can see that.
maybe the government just try and make everybody assholes and just
Maybe.
emotionally based. I don't know.
I can see that too.
Maybe it's not that much of a conspiracy.
They're trying to divide us all so we don't work together to see what's going on behind the shadows, right?
That'd be stupid. You want to speak of stupid? I don't like these kids. They're too stupid to understand this. And I think that
Oh man.
they're all just doomed, and all the old timers, every single one of the old timers, they get what I'm saying. It's the kids who don't have any understanding of what I'm saying. Because the old timers like myself, we're perfect. We we could have taught you kids, how to live this lifestyle, but instead we said, no, you check out this technology instead, and it's gonna be better for you. Sit in front of this TV.
Right?
And
Here's a tablet, you play this game for a few hours and
yeah,
just
that's what we did. So Take that,
Makes
you little
sense.
fuck. Take that. You figure it out.
You figured out. Dad's gonna go watch football.
I'm drinking beer. My life's good. Fuck you.
Tell you.
Eat shit. That is that's the life, boy. I tell you what. Go outside.
Right? Go touch some grass, right? I
I
tell
want
you.
to spend time with you, boy. Go outside. Yeah. Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes, there is.
How much of that was serious? How much of that was true? I don't know. Should look
Never
into
know
the
with you,
government.
Dale.
Should look into that government. Wouldn't it be
I
something?
tell you, man. They're doing
Yes.
things. That's for sure.
That lithium mine, I tell you what. Good
Oh,
for America.
what? Up there, down there in what, North Carolina, right?
North Carolina, yeah. Well, the FEMA, we didn't want to give the FEMA aid to the citizens because honestly, fuck them. And they're not going to be the ones working the lithium mine anyway, right?
True.
We're going to need, what do you want to call them? Laborers to work the lithium mine. To put that eloquently. And who are the laborers? Well, you know who the laborers are, and they're bringing them into this country right now. So that works out. That's great. I appreciate it. We had this agenda for 2030, right? So that we could be the leader, one of the leaders in clean energy and innovation. So this accomplishes that goal. And sometimes these kids, they don't understand. I see on the X, they saying, "Oh, they're coming after us. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that." You're not taking time to understand. We got to look at the future prosperity and sovereignty of this nation. And sometimes you have to make tactical decisions, you little shit. Jesus Christ. Grow up. Grow up. Ain't
Yeah,
all
hurt some
fucking
feelings there,
butterflies and
Dale.
rainbows. Sometimes you got to fucking throw a pawn out into the ocean and say, "Eat shit, bitch." All in the name of checkmate. You know?
I feel what you're laying down, Dale. I do.
There's something there. There's something there. I like chess. I like chess. You get a
Yeah,
couple
I like chess.
pawns, stack them up against each other so they're in an impasse. Well, that's a tactical situation right there. Tactical situation. All right, what else we gonna cover real quick? I think we landed on a bombshell to end at night. We got a couple good clips.
Yeah, a couple good clips. I don't know. I think we covered a lot of different things tonight.
Yeah. If we get Brenda in here, it'd be really awkward. So
That would be off the hook. I don't know.
We'll skip on that
I don't know if I got the energy left for Brenda.
I understand. Me neither. Fucking bitch. So much about herself. Jesus Christ. We're over here
I
talking
tell
about
you,
the
man.
future, prosperity, and sovereignty of this nation, and she just want to talk about a fucking latte. Shut the fuck up.
Right? That's all she can think about is her latte. Pumpkin spice latte. Poor thing.
Yeah. You know, I want to say, just because we're on this thing and maybe somebody's still watching, maybe they're not, but just so I can say it and get it off my chest. I was talking to a friend of mine who was in the military, and he's strongly passionate about politics right now. And a lot of you are thinking, oh, he's strongly passionate about the right. He's strongly passionate about the left. And I'm not trying to tell him that he's wrong just for being left so he can come over to the right, because I don't want him to come over to the right. I want him to just think independently and not be in an echo chamber. So
Sure.
we was talking about things, and it started to get a little emotional. And I was just saying, hey, you know, me and you, we was in the same situation where we was dividing and conquering the citizens of Iraq. We know the playbook. Get the Sunnis and the Shiites against each other so that we can come in and spread our diplomatic ass all over them. all in the name of sovereignty. So,
Sure.
you know, as after I told him that, he said, well, maybe it isn't about left and right, you know? And I said, well, you're right, because that's not what I'm here for. Well, I thought you were just talking about get Trump in. And I said, well, no, my friend, I ain't talking about just get Trump in. If that's who you think, after I just had this conversation with you, make your own decision. But let's understand, maybe at this current time, this nation is just looking to control and get us emotionally upset so that they can make decisions in the background, like spinning up a hurricane, so that we can have a lithium mine in North Carolina. P. Diddy, he has an establishment in Florida. Oprah has an establishment in Florida. Maybe they were using this as a multi-channel distractionary tool to wipe out certain investigatory information that may
Maybe.
be needed. There's a lot of checks and balances here. Or maybe they just utilize the fact that there was a naturally occurring hurricane, okay? Nobody created it, okay? Nobody created it.
Okay.
But they still utilize this at an opportunity time to take away from the freedoms of Americans. We should be looking into this, because they're putting things over our eyes right now, folks. And Diddy did it, okay? I think we had a hell of a show. It started out shitty. We forgot the
It was a good show.
we forgot the giveaway. We figured out the giveaway.
Got
Put
it.
the giveaway up. We'll have to come back to that, because I closed out of that thing, and we got to figure out the names of them people one more time. So we'll go back to that in just a bit.
We got it here.
So we'll get that in just a minute. Get y'all taken care of. Get you some merch. Get you some seeds. Grow your own weed. And then you'll be able to smoke them out of these fancy, nice filters.
There you go.
All right, what we got before we get out of here? My heater just kicked on. It's getting cold.
All right. Yeah, I think it's about time for me to call it a night too, Dale.
All right. Well, kids, stop being dumbasses. I don't know what else you want from me. Eat shit, motherfucker. Go outside. Figure something out. Learn about plants. Learn about animals. It's not just about you, you know. It's about how we're all connected. Every single one of us. Not just the animals that are humans, you know. Talk to them too. Interconnect, intermingle. Stop being assholes.
There you go.
Hell of a show. Hell of a show. Yep.
Night.
Have a good night, everybody. Hopefully Cash Man will be back next week, because I can't do this by myself. Whew, this sucks.
Yeah. We came up from the bottom, now we top tier. Brando and Cashman, everyone give a cheer. Higher values in the game, we're the pioneers. Speaking loud, raising high, forget all the fear. Yeah. This is the moment, we let the world know. Values that matter, let the truth flow. Brando and Cashman, we rise and we thrive. With higher values, we keep the vibe alive. Tune into the truth, let the wisdom arrive. In the heart of the South, watch our dreams collide. Every episode hitting like we just dropped heat. From the streets to the booth, hear the rhythm and beat. Discussions ignite, in the zone we compete. Connecting with the fan, feel that community heat. We keep it real, never play pretend. This journey of ours will never end. Brando and Cashman, we rise and we thrive. With higher values, we keep the vibe alive. Tune into the truth, let the wisdom arrive. In the heart of the South, watch our dreams collide. Every episode hitting like we just dropped heat. From the streets to the booth, hear the rhythm and beat. Discussions ignite, in the zone we compete. Connecting with the fan, feel that community heat. We keep it real, never play pretend. can. This journey of ours will never end. From the mic to the world, we uplift and inspire. Thanks for riding with us. Let's take it higher.
Okay, so strap in, strap on. We're getting ready to go past moon, straight to Uranus.